Any indication about where David is right now?
Guys was going past this one cell, so when he yanked the door open, they just throw the cups of boo-boo in there on him.
David's life behind bars took a sharp turn today after disturbing new evidence revealed in court exposed what really happened. One commenter summed it up bluntly, "Good luck going back to that cell block. Once inmates hear this, he's finished." Prosecutors revealed that David allegedly bought supplies through Amazon and Postmates to cover up Celeste's remains. According to the claims, he removed her left ring and pinky fingers because they were tattooed with his name. Those parts were never recovered. Using the alias Victoria Mendes, he reportedly ordered 2 chainsaws, heavy-duty laundry bags, and a blue inflatable pool from Amazon, along with a shovel from Home Depot via Postmates. His final purchase under that fake identity came on July 7, 2025, a burn cage delivered to his home, allegedly used to destroy evidence. That detail now explains why police discovered an incinerator months earlier.
Wondering just what it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access last October. The PI reported seeing, quote, items you would expect to find on a farm rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills. And today, we are learning about one of those items.
David reportedly used the incinerator to destroy the tools he had relied on while attempting to conceal Celeste. According to case details, a private investigator located the device inside his home and noted it could reach temperatures of up to 1,600 degrees. This model is typically restricted to agricultural use and is illegal for Los Angeles residents without a proper permit or a registered farm, yet he allegedly forged farm credentials to obtain it. The court also reviewed disturbing evidence suggesting David may have anticipated all of this after investigators uncovered a live stream where he described, in detail, the exact way he believed his life would end.
That surgery will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. I'm trying to get electric chair. I think that's the best way to go out, electric chair.
The release of these court details has now labeled David a high-risk inmate, forcing his transfer into a high-security unit. He's currently locked in a segregated single cell, escorted only for showers every other day, with phone access limited to those same days. He gets just 3 hours of outdoor time per week, no TV, no visitors, and reportedly has nothing in his commissary account. A law enforcement source described the facility as filthy and volatile, an environment David is not built for. Standing at 5 feet 5 inches and 125 pounds, he's severely undersized for one of the most dangerous jails in the country, where inmates are judged and targeted based on their charges. It's a brutal fall from the multimillion-dollar life he once lived. Even the food won't help him. Records show inmates are fed macaroni and beef, an apple, milk, and a granola bar 6 days a week, offering little to build strength for survival. Reports confirm he's being held in LA County's Men's Central Jail in solitary due to his public profile, but many say fame won't protect him. One viral comment pointed out that even during daily recreation, he'll come face-to-face with other inmates who will confront him over his charges. There are no guarantees of safety. A former inmate added that even in isolation, passing prisoners make sure you're never truly alone in that system.
Our defenders and treated in prison, they got treated bad. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even think nothing about that. I just know that it was like every 15 to 20 minutes that went past, guys was going past this one cell, and it'd be like, there's 3 of them. One of them would grab the cell door and then be on this side like this, and then the other 2 would be on this side. So the one, and they did this like every 20 to 30 minutes, every like clockwork. And this one would yank the door open, and the other 2 on this side had cups full of and boo-boo. So when he yanked the door open, they just throw the cups of boo-boo in there on him, and then boom, close the door, lock it on him. You know, so that was crazy. But and then some was getting jumped on, some was getting slapped, extorted, some was having to do favors.
If you don't understand how jail works, here's the reality. Once you enter a unit, your paperwork, meaning your charges, gets passed around cell to decide if you're accepted or targeted. Now ask yourself, would anyone welcome David after hearing what he's accused of? Prosecutors allege he carried out the crime using a sharp object. The charges include murder for financial gain, murder to silence a witness, and murder by lying in wait. On top of that, He's facing charges for using a dangerous weapon and additional counts tied to how he handled Celeste afterward, as highlighted by Jesse Weber from Law and Crime.
First of all, we suspected that David would be charged with murder after that was what he was arrested for, and in other court documents that came out a couple months ago, we know that he was being investigated for murder. But first-degree murder with special circumstances? Lying in wait to murdering a witness as part of an investigation, murdering for financial gain, and now facing the possibility of the death penalty, even though it's my understanding there is a moratorium in California. That is a huge deal.
What makes this situation even worse for David is that there's almost no clear path to beating these charges. The evidence already lines up with the entire case against him. Federal authorities revealed new findings showing Celeste had threatened to go to the police just days before her death. Those messages, documenting the escalating tension between them, have already triggered major reactions online, including from figures like DJ Academics.
They're saying that the Celeste girl, maybe she was already talking to the cops, like, yeah, this creep is, he on me. Now, granted, who knows if David was trying to leave her or whatever the case is, but look like she would also try to threaten David with that to say, yo, I'm about to go tell on your, right? Which already he should have knew that he's doing something wrong. Well, I mean, he should have knew of GP, like she's f***ing gang. But she would, allegedly, according to this complaint, she had threatened that, yo, I could ruin your music career or something like that.
This level of evidence almost guarantees David will be a target behind bars, and his family knows it. After bail was denied, they responded by saying, "We are disappointed, but not surprised. We stand behind David 100%. But inside the courtroom, David's own reaction told a different story. As the judge read out the charges, he sat frozen, mouth open, either in shock or disbelief. The moment the judge mentioned the possibility of the death penalty, the entire room shifted. His defense team quickly responded, insisting, "The evidence will show David Burke did not commit this crime." They pushed for a preliminary hearing within 10 days. Saying they want everything revealed as soon as possible. Still, David appeared shaken as his lawyers entered a not guilty plea, his eyes reportedly darting across the room, clearly nervous. Now his legal team is demanding a full preliminary hearing and access to grand jury transcripts, with the next court date set for April 23rd. Investigators also explained why this arrest took so long. Federal agents had wiretaps on all his devices, quietly tracking every move and mistake. At the same time, they were building cases against people in his inner circle, cutting deals with witnesses ready to testify. One of the most talked about figures is his alleged secret partner, Neo Langston, who posted online, "I'm legally cleared in every way, and I've got all my receipts." Old photos and videos have now surfaced showing the two in intimate moments, from recreating the Titanic pose to lying in bed together. For a long time, Neo was the mystery figure in this entire.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And it seems like it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
Prosecutors pushed to secure Neo's cooperation for one critical reason: the contents of David's iCloud account. According to investigators, the prosecution is sitting on over 40 terabytes of evidence, a volume so massive it will take significant time just to transfer it to the defense. That data reportedly includes messages between David and Celeste, conversations with Neo, and detailed plans tied to what happened after the crime. Some of that material has already leaked online, and I've tracked it down. Based on what's out there, you can judge for yourself. It starts with a video pulled from David's iCloud that many believe sounds like a confession. Investigators spotted a picture frame behind him that matches one found inside the hidden rental property where Celeste had been staying. They also confirmed the video's date using metadata, which lines up exactly with the timeline of her death.
You know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say but I don't know who exactly was in that house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't.
In that video, David casually mentions multiple passings happening in his life at the time. But investigators checked that claim and found no record of any close friends or family dying around that date, suggesting he may have been referring to Celeste. Federal authorities also compiled detailed records outlining the nature of their relationship leading up to the crime. They even presented live stream footage where David subtly introduced her to his audience, quietly placing her in his world before everything unfolded.
Yo, wait. Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spot me. Oh, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
Investigators also revealed that the sweater Celeste wore during a Twitch livestream was later recovered from David's secret rental property, reinforcing the belief that she had been living there. But the details get even stranger. On David's iPhone, authorities found a photo of Celeste wearing a distressed designer hoodie different from the one seen on stream. An online post questioned whether that same hoodie appeared on the floor in a bedroom selfie David had taken. That connection suggests they may not only have shared a living space, but even clothing. While reviewing apparel evidence, investigators also found signs that the two may have shared a Halloween costume. Reports surfaced showing David wearing a wig nearly identical to one Celeste had worn, allegedly attending an anime convention dressed in her outfit, something that stood out given how deeply anime influenced his life. David had openly talked about wanting to become an anime character, and when he leaned into that idea, many found it disturbing. He even admitted to having an alter ego who fantasized about living in an anime-like world, imagining himself as a character capable of committing serious crimes. What raised even more concern was the specific crime he chose to describe.
Transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago.
Right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
Out of endless possibilities, he focused on that one crime when describing his alter ego, and it's hard to ignore the parallels. This became one of David's biggest problems. His behavior often seemed obvious and exposed. For example, while under active investigation, he allegedly tried to protect his money and assets by moving them out of his name after hiring a new legal team. Sources say he saw the pressure building and expected authorities to close in, which ultimately led to his arrest. Legal experts later broke down the kind of strategy he may have been attempting.